Today is Friday, October the 4th, and this is episode 17 of the Queen City Yarn Dying to Knit podcast. I'm Kristen, and I'm here to talk to you about all things knitting and yarn dyeing and pretty much just my adventures in making things. So today I have finished objects, works in progress, some new pretty yarn to show you from a friend, and also some Queen City stuff, and yeah, lots of things. It's been a while, but I'm so happy to be back and to have time to do a podcast and share all the things with you. So if you're new, thank you so much for checking me out. If you're coming back again, thanks again for coming to join me again. I hope you have a nice beverage and some knitting and we can chat. Today I'm drinking an iced latte because even though it's October, it pretty much still feels like August. It is so hot here. I was dyeing yarn yesterday and it was like 100 degrees. My studio is in the garage and the driveway, so it was hot. But we're supposed to finally get a break in the weather come tomorrow, I think. So anyway, I'm really ready for fall. But so I have an iced latte today. It's just too hot to have a hot one. It just is. So, and also I'm not wearing anything I finished, even though I have some really awesome finished things, but it's just so hot. But I am wearing something that is handmade. My mom actually made me this beautiful linen t-shirt, and it's just like a boxy, comfy style, and I absolutely love it. She gifted it to me at the end of August, and I love it so much. So, yay! That's what I've got on today. All right, a little bit of administrative stuff. If you want to find out more about me and my projects, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm at Kristen C. That's ChristenC. I also post for the business, Queen City Yarn. And on Ravelry, I'm just Kristen. And there's a podcast group on Ravelry called Queen City Yarn, where I post about podcast stuff, and we also sometimes post Queen City Yarn stuff. We're not super duper active over there, but I would love to grow that community and build it up a little bit more so I can interact with y'all. So if you're new, stop over and say hi. Introduce yourself. Tell me what you love to knit, what you're working on. I love to be inspired by others. So yeah, please stop on by. Say hi. Join the group. All right, so I have some finished things, and I cannot wait for the weather to break so that I can actually wear some of them. So I'm going to start off by showing the ornaments that I've knit, because I have the August ornament and the September ornament to show you in my beautiful bowl that my dad made me for my birthday. I showed this last time. It just makes me so, so happy. It sits on my desk, and it holds all of my ornaments and a little cedar and lavender sachet that my daughter Caitlin and I have made. So let me just show you. This ornament, this little wee sock, was the ornament that I made in August. And I have no idea what the yarn is. Either of them, actually. The red is from my friend Lori, and the green was from my mom. And then in September, I realized, I think September 30th, that I hadn't knit an ornament. So I made this little wreath, and this was literally like a half an hour. Not even, probably a half an hour. What I did was I used some, I believe it's Woolmize suck yarn, green sock yarn, Woolmize, and I knit an I-cord using 2 strands, just like 4 stitches, and I made it, I don't know, about 3.5, 4 inches long. Then I got a binder clip or a binder ring and stuck it in there, and then tied the ends together and used them to make this cute loop. And then I put a little red bow on it. And I totally love it. I think it's so cute, and it was so, so fast. So anyway, super cute, very fast, super easy, and fun. So I'm still keeping up with my ornament every month. I was actually just talking to my husband about possibly getting like a little tree, either one of the pencil trees to go like right. It's so hard to point when you're. Anyway, to go in the corner there between the stairs, because the entryway is back there. And I just think it'd be so pretty to have just handmade ornaments on there. I have some really beautiful, what's it called? Cross stitch ornaments that my mom made. That I would love to put on there, that I usually put on our regular tree. But anyway, I'd like to have a tree just with handmade ornaments. And so I've done really well this year. I've done one a month for the 2019 ornament knit along, which I might be the only one doing. There's a couple other of you doing it, and I'm posting sometimes in the Ravelry group to show your ornaments, and they are so inspiring. I'm just really loving it. I was talking to my mom about how much I'm enjoying it. I sent her a picture when I did the little wreath one, and I told her, I think I'm going to keep doing this. I would like to keep doing this, just continue on next year, and eventually I'll have a tree just full of handmade ornaments, and that will just make me so happy. And doing one a month is less daunting than, I don't know, every December I see people's trees with their hand-knitted ornaments on them, and I'm like, oh, I wish I had that. So now I will. I'll have at least 11 of them, because I gave one to my friend Melissa in January. So anyway, I'm still enjoying it, and I'm still doing it. And if you are, please post either on Instagram or on the Ravelry page and let me know, because I would love to see what you're doing. Okay, so in the theme of Christmas, I've continued to work on Christmas gift knits, and I have my next gift knit done. These are going to be for my brother-in-law Kevin, and these are some optional pop top mittens that I have designed. I still have not completed the pattern, finished writing up the pattern, but as soon as I do, I'm going to send it out for testing. So it's just fingerless mitt with a gusseted thumb, which I really love the fit of. And this one's in self-striping. And then the little pop top closes it up. Yay! The little things make me so happy. But anyway, so these are done. So that's another Christmas gift done. I even wove the ends in. So they're like done. I actually spent a whole evening weaving in ends, and got a lot of things done. But this is knit in the Mint Rain hand-dyed yarn and the Tough DK, and it's a self-striping, and the colorway is Eagles. And I had ordered this last year. I think last year. But I love her yarns, and I've ordered from her before, but this does not look like Eagles colors to me. This is too tealy, the turquoisey. Like, it needs to be more green otherwise. But anyway, Kevin will really like them. He actually asked for like Charlotte Hornets colors. This was the closest I had to that. And I'm trying to shop the stash for Christmas gifts, because I have so much beautiful yarn upstairs in the yarn cabinet. And because I have also all the Queen City yarn here, it's like, I oftentimes am like, I'm going to knit with this. Oh, I just dyed this up. I'm going to knit with this. And I don't get to my regular stash yarn. So I'm trying to do more of that. I'm trying to do like one-on-one, like it's a treat to get new yarn, which is Queen City, right? And then it's also a treat to use the beautiful things that I have in my stash. So anyway, this is done, and these are optional pop top mittens. And I will be putting a call out for test knitters. It's a DK weight, and it's a pretty simple, straightforward pattern. There's increases, for the thumb gusset, keeping track of those, and then picking up for the pop top. But otherwise, they're very, very straightforward, pretty easy to knit. So if you're interested in knitting some mittens for yourself or for a Christmas gift. Keep an eye on my Instagram, and I'll post when it's ready for testing. And then hopefully it'll be coming out sometime this fall. Okay, another finished object I have. So since the last time I podcasted, my husband had a birthday. And generally on his birthday, he gets hand-knit socks. Him and my brother both actually my brother Chad's birthday is tomorrow, and I can't show you the socks that I knit for him because they are on their way to Baltimore. But these are the socks that I knit for my husband. This, I called them the Magically Delicious socks. They're Curvy Wurby is the dyer, and the colorway was Magically Delicious. And he really loves them. I did top-down shorty sock with a heel flap, and then I did the double gusset heel because that fits him the best, and he really loves that heel. And then I did just a normal wedge toe. I think that I had done, I don't think this is his favorite toe. I think that I had done, the last time I did it, I think a round toe is his favorite. But it's not my favorite to knit. So these have a wedge toe, but they're done, and I gifted them to him on his birthday. He actually got like his main birthday present early, which was like a crossbow for hunting, for him to go hunting with his father. And he's so this, he had gotten that way early because he had to pick that out himself because, you know, my knowledge of crossbows is limited. Imagine that. So he had actually picked out his gift and gotten it, you know, before his birthday. So he didn't really have anything to open on his birthday from us. And so I wrapped his socks up, and he got to open his socks for his birthday. And we had cupcakes and things like that the kids and I made, which was a lot of fun. They loved that and celebrated. So yay for him getting a year older and having some really new, awesome, Magically Delicious Curvy Wurby socks. So, okay, so that's what's next. There's so many things, so many finished things. This one I'm so excited about. This has been on my list to knit since it came out, for sure. This is the V-neck boxy by Joji Locatelli. And I was going to wear it today, but it's so hot. It's so hot. But I love it. So this boxy was really fun to knit. It's top down because of the V-neck. I guess because of the V-neck, but it's top down. I enjoyed the fact that it was top down. That was really nice. Because once I got the V-neck done and got the, you know, down to where the sleeves are, then you put it in the round and you just knit right around. And I used the helical knitting as the way to alternate skeins because I always alternate with hand-dyed yarn. And this is actually knit in Queen City yarn in our Noda sock. And the colorway is Paxton, which I dyed for the first time over the summer, and it was dyed for the Fuzzy Goat. They had a retreat down in Thomasville, Georgia, and so I had dyed it up for them, and then I just loved it so much, and I love the way it knit up. It knits up very much like our Prissy Pants colorway, which is the blue boxy that I borrow frequently from my mom, and I really just love the way that this knit up. So this is done, ends are woven in, and it's blocked and everything. And it's just waiting for cooler weather. Maybe tomorrow it'll be cool enough that I can wear this when I go to the movies. Wouldn't that be cozy? It's always cold in the movie theater anyway, so. Anyway, that one's done. The next one that I knit and finished is my Jenny Flower tee, which... So eventually, someday, I'll be twinsies with Janice. Hers is a different colorways. But I think she may have put hers in timeout to work on more cold weather things. But this is the Jenny Flower tee. This is, the design is by Julie Knits in Paris. And I used Townhouse yarns. And I don't have the tags or the colorway names with me. But one of them, the lighter one is Cupcake. And the other one, I think, is a one-of-a-kind. So, anyway. But it's blocked, And I absolutely love how it came out. I had a ton of yarn left over. This is a lace weight yarn, merino silk lace weight. And I had a lot left over. I need to weigh and see exactly how much I have left over. And I may gift the leftovers to a friend. More on why in just a minute. But I love the way this came out. Again, I thought about wearing it today, but it's just, even for this, it's sticky and hot. So not the type of weather that I want to be wearing that in. So this next one you haven't seen. Well, okay, I'll show it because I was just talking about. So my friend Lori knit Ranunculus by Midori Hirose. I'm not quite sure how you say the name, but the Ranunculus sweater, and in these colors. And she ended up having enough left over for another one, but was not going to knit another one. So I went out to lunch with her, and she was like, here you go, I have something for you. And she gifted me the yarn, which is, so I have the tag for the mohair, which is Valhalla Farm mohair plume, hand-dyed fibers. And then the colorway is Dusty Rose. So I guess this is called Plume, the base. It's a 72% mohair, 28% silk. It's absolutely beautiful. It was very, very nice to work with. And then the other, I feel like this is by the same dyer, and this is a singles base. This is all I have left. But it was so pretty, and it's so crazy, like how light and like, it's like an antique-y kind of ivory background almost with speckles and some other, some pink, a little bit of pink in there, but just how much it really changes when you hold it together with the mohair. I think this is the first time I've stranded mohair with something, and just look how different it is, right? Like that's it. So anyway, so I knit Ranunculus. This literally took me 3 days to knit. It's knit on size 10 needles, and it was so much fun to knit. All these like little sections, it was like really potato chippy to get these parts done. Now this is not blocked because I just finished it the other day, and I still have to weave in the ends, but like this stitch, that was so cool to do. I don't think I've ever done that stitch before. I don't know what the name of it is. And then there's a little bit of lace and some more of this really cool stitch here. It's like you're moving a stitch over. It's really neat. And a couple of things about this project. So I used a new cast on. It reminded me of like the German twisted cast on, I think. I don't know. It's been so long since I've done that before. But the pattern has some really great, it has great tutorials in it. So you can go on YouTube and watch to see exactly how to do it. So I watched the tutorial on the cast on. I did the wider neckline, I think is one of the options. And then I just did the short sleeves. So when you take your sleeve stitches off the needles, you literally bind them off. So I did that. And then I knit for as long as I could and knit a little bit of the twisted rib down at the bottom. And then I did do a tubular bind off, which it just says to bind off loosely in pattern, but I love a tubular bind off, and I know that it's stretchy enough that it works well for me. So it's not very long. It's pretty cropped. It comes just to really just to my natural, like I guess smallest part of my waist, which is not very far under my bust. So this is going to be super cute to wear with dresses, I think. I don't know how much it will change in when I block it, how much it will grow, if it will grow, because I did not swatch. I literally was just like, oh, I have the yarn. Oh, I have the pattern. Oh, look, these needles are so big. I need like a quick finish, and 3 days, and I was done. So I need to block that one still. But so if I have enough left over for my Jenny flower for another one, I'm going to gift it to Lori because I know she's interested in making that sweater. And yeah, I got to make Ranunculus from her. So that was pretty cool. All right, one more finished thing to show you. And I showed this last time, but it was not blocked, and there was a million ends to weave in. This is my amazing Technicolor Dream Sweater by Stephen West. And I could not be happier with the way this came out. His, of course, is like super bright and beautiful, but this is more my speed. And I honestly, I think I'm going to just wear the heck out of it come winter because it's, it's fingering weight held double. So it's going to be warm. But I love the neckline. I love the V-neck and just the way it sits on the neck. I think the way you join together the front and back with the shoulders, this is kind of like a saddle shoulder kind of deal, is really, really cool. The hemline is really fun, brioche, and then there's this super cool section here where you're doing some decreases, or I don't know if it's decreases. That's not decreases. It's just making it move. I don't know. It's longer in the back than it is in the front, and that just accentuates that. And I just really, really love it. I'm so happy with the way it came out. I'm so happy with the way the colors played together. This sweater honestly makes me want to like marl all the things and knit more sweaters fingering together because I just think it was so cool and it was fun and it knit up fast. Well, ish. Right? It took me a while because I messed up, and then it is a lot of knitting, but I enjoyed it, and it was fun to see the colors all play together. So I'm super, super happy with that sweater, and I can't wait until it's cool enough that I can actually wear it. All right, and that's all of the finished things that I have to show you. So let's talk about things that are on my needles, and there's really not that much. I feel like I've kind of been not really in a knitting rut, but just I need something new. I'm going to cast on the Tide Chart by Amy Miller out of that Biddleville DK October dye lot that I have. I already got the yarn wound and everything, and I think I might do that tonight after I put the kids to bed. So cast on a new sweater out of our Biddleville DK. But the sweater that I've been working on is Garden Gate by Jennifer Steingass. And I finished like the really fun part a while ago, right? The color work, this yoke, which is, oh my goodness, so gorgeous. I just love it so much. So, and the rest of it, I won't say it's been a slog. It's not as fun. I want something more fun and colorful to work on, even though when I finish this, I'm going to just wear the heck out of it. So I cast this on in, for our Berry Hill knit along, which we were going to end the beginning of September, and I didn't finish mine. Janice still has a Berry Hill sweater on the needles, so we're just going to keep it going. We have a couple of prizes to give out for that. A copy of my punnet hat pattern and a gift certificate to the shop. But those will go out. And then we're just going to kind of keep the hashtag going, hashtag Berry Hill Knit Along. And so we can continue to be inspired by what people are using this gorgeous yarn for. So this is knit in Berry Hill, which is the Queen City Yarn exclusive base that we've had milled. It is, oh my gosh. I'm so out of practice. Let me get the tag. So it's Queen City Yarn, and it's 80% domestic merino and 20% alpaca. The main color that I'm using is Midnight. And the other color, I don't think I have the tag for, is this light blue. It's called Hydrangea. So I have finished the color work and finished the body. Although when I tried it on the other day, it was I tried it on to check my sleeve length, and it was a little short for my liking. So I'm going to steam it and see if it changes, if it grows at all. And if not, I think what I'll do is I think I'll cut the bottom off and add some length somewhere and then kitchen it back together. Because I did a tubular bind off, which is done. And I don't really want to do that. And there's short rows at the back on the bottom. So I think what I'll do is I'll likely cut it and add length if I need to. But who knows, after blocking it may be fine. I'm going to finish the sleeves before I do anything else. This sleeve, I'm not doing the color work on the sleeves as the pattern indicates, so I've done a few extra decreases, and I'm getting ready to do just a little bit of ribbing, not too much, just to end up that sleeve, and then I'll do the other sleeve and block it and see what the verdict is with the body. But this is the main color. This is Midnight, which is almost black but with blue undertones. It's a beautiful color that's just very layered and really pretty. I'm loving the way that it's knitting up. I think, some of that blue comes through, and I really like that. It's like highlights, right? And the main color is this hydrangea, just this light blue. So anyway, that is on the needles and in progress. I had it set aside for a little bit for a few days while I knit the ranunculus, because I wasn't quite sure on the sleeve length. And then I needed to do some more decreases, and I needed to actually think about it. So I had set it aside, but I'm back to it now, even though I'm going to cast on that other sweater tonight. I need something big on the needles that's just going fast, I got to have options. I spent an hour in front of my yarn cabinet the other day, organizing it, which means, ooh, I want to knit this. Oh, let me go on Ravelry and see what project to do. And I could have been there for 3 or 4 more hours, I'm sure, because the stash it's a sight to be seen, that's for sure. Anyway, okay, next project, socks. I have 2 pairs of socks to chat with you about because it's what I've been working on. I'm doing these hot pink shorty socks. I'm using, I think I even have the tag. I totally do. It's Fab Funky Fibers, and the colorway is Atomic Rainbow. And I got this yarn, oh my gosh, last year or the year before last, I think. And I knit my daughter a pair of socks with it, and she loves them. I think they're actually too small for her now, and I need to have her try them on and see if I can just add length in the toe or something, in the foot, or if they're actually too small around. She's been asking me for a new pair of hand knit socks anyway, so it may be time to just knit her a new pair. But I'm knitting myself shorty socks out of this. So this first sock is done. I did the Fish Lips Kiss heel, which it's fine. It's not a great heel for shorty socks. It's just not, unless I were to add more than just 2 stripes above it. But so I don't think I'll use that again for shorty socks, but it's going to be on this pair. So this is the yarn all wound up. It's such a happy cake of yarn, isn't it? Because of all the stripe colors. So this one is started, and I just have finished the heel on this one, and I'm working back in the round. So I have a movie date with my friend tomorrow, and we're going to see the new Downton Abbey movie. And so this is what I'm going to bring to work on, because it's just at a point where it's just round and round and round. Fun little stripes. So that'll be what I bring to work on. But so this is the pair of socks for me that's on the needles. And then I have another pair of socks for me on the needles. And I was just thinking the other day, boy, I need to get another pair of socks for Christmas on the needles, because my brother will definitely want Christmas socks. And I think I had planned to knit Christmas socks for my father-in-law also. Anyway, I need to pick some yarn and get some other Christmas socks on the needles. But this pair of socks is also for me. And it's in this super cute kitchen counter crafter bag that I got last year at the Carolina Fiber Frolic when Jenny was there, and she had a table full of gorgeous bags. But I absolutely love this bag. This one is a drawstring, which is cool. I have quite a few of her snap bags with the snappy top, but I like this drawstring one too. And I have double points in this. This is not from her. I don't know who is the maker of this, but it goes with the theme, and also totally coordinates with the fabrics, right? Anyway, I've got my double pointed needles in here because I am doing another shorty sock. And this pair I'm knitting on a little 9-inch circular. And so when I do my heel flap and heel turn, I'll use the double points because I'm doing heel flap and double gusset heel on this pair of socks. These are also for me. I knit a pair of these as a Christmas gift out of this ball of yarn, but I've got plenty left over. And so I'm knitting a pair for myself. Do I have the tag? I don't have the tag. But the yarn is from the Yarn Jar. And the colorway is Creme de Menthe. And I really love it. And I'm going to do the heels and the toe in just black. Knit Picks Essential Black. Which, when I knit the Christmas gift pair, I had like a little ball of this yarn, this Knit Picks yarn left over, and I thought it was going to be enough for the heels and the heel turns on the other pair, but I had run out, and so there's like a wee little spot of white on the heel turn of one of the socks, but that'd be fun. So this pair for me will have a correct, all the same color heel turn. I have one more project on the needles, and this is something new that I just started last night. Did I start it last night? Night before last? No, I started the night before last because I had the ribbing done, and I've knit and pulled out and knit and pulled out. It's going to be a hat. It's a new design, and that's just kind of how it goes when you're designing things. You think you know what you want, and you try it, and it's not what you want, and you take it out, and you try it again, and you need to tweak it, and you take it out. So before I went to bed last night, I took out, I think, the third rendition of what I thought I wanted. But the yarn's holding up well. This is Queen City Yarn Biddleville DK in the Berry Stomp colorway, which is one of my favorite colorways. I knit one of the hats, the Impress hat. One of the samples is knit out of this colorway, and it's also the color work in my Humulus by Isabel Kramer that I knit last year. So I'm knitting a hat. I have ideas. I have a whole bunch of ideas, and I just need to figure out how I want to make them work for the body of the hat. So I got the rib. I'm back. Sorry about that. My husband came home from a work trip with a cold and shared it with me, and I thought I was over it, but I still have like this little bit of cough lingering. So if I have to pause, I'm going to try and cut out any coughing. But if I have to pause and I come back, that's why. Just getting over some ick. All right, so I talked about all the works in progress that I have going on and my finished objects. All right, so now I would like to show you a couple of new things. So one of my friends, Danny, I met her at Starbucks because of knitting, and so many good friendships, have begun for me because of knitting. So I met Danny at Starbucks when my daughter was in dance, and she would just come hang out with me and Ryan at Starbucks or wherever. And Caitlin was doing her dance class, and it was so nice. And anyway, she's moved back to Greenville, South Carolina, and she's a knitting teacher. And she has just opened up her a studio for teaching called London Fog Stitchery, so that she'll have a place to teach her students. So I got to visit with Danny, and not only is she a knitting teacher, she's very, very good friends with old Sam from Old Soul Fiber, and she's actually started dyeing with Sam, doing some of the dyeing. And so when I went to see her, she had some yarn that she had dyed in her little space, and I couldn't not get some. I think it's really special, and a lot of the yarn that I have in my stash upstairs. I mean, a lot of it is from dyers that I don't know, but I have some that from dyers that I do know, and it makes it that much more special when you knit with it. You have those, those like happy thoughts of friendship and kind of intertwined with the yarn as well. So this was the first one that I picked up, and it's called London Fog. And I believe this is the signature colorway for her new space. And it's so Dani. It's absolutely beautiful. And so I was like, well, I definitely need to get this. And then I was looking, and she was telling me how she had dyed this batch of yarn. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And we're talking about dyeing yarn and how much fun it is and all this kind of like talking about just the ins and outs of dyeing and our studios and things like that. And she told me that, she had actually dyed this batch of yarn, and I was still pulling out yarn, and I pulled out these two. This one is called Copper Penny, and this one is called Raspberry Truffle. And I think this trio is just so beautiful. And I am going to knit a shawl. And I have one picked out. I don't remember the name of it. It's a Tammy Gore pattern. And I just think it's going to be absolutely beautiful. So this will be going on the needles relatively soon. I don't have a shawl on the needles right now, and I think I could really use one on the needles to knit on. So this is going to be the next one, I think, that goes on my needles. So that's the only new thing that I bought, but I've got some new things to show you. So the last time I podcasted, I showed you, and these are on, this is Queen City Yarn Chat now, so I'm going to show some new colorways, and then I'm going to talk about some upcoming events that you can catch us at. So if you don't want to hear about Queen City, then I'll see you next time. But if you do, and you want to see some new stuff and hear about some fun things, then stick around. So last time I talked about a new series of colorways that I'm dyeing, and it is like a limited series, although the ideas keep on coming. It's going to be Mom Nightmares. And the first two Mom Nightmares that I dyed up, I've had in my dye notebook forever, for years, as I'm going to dye these when I get a chance, and I just hadn't gotten around to them. The first one is Cheetos on my couch. I do not let the kids eat anything in the living room, but sometimes popcorn for movie night, but no Cheetos, never Cheetos, because I have this nightmare of this happening to my couch. So this is the first one, and this one's dyed up on Biddleville DK. I think this would be such a cute hat, and I may knit a hat out of this for my nephew, Colton, this year. And then this one is Sharpie versus the Fridge, and yes, another mom nightmare of mine. So these are nightmares that are just nightmares. There's things I think about, and I just hope never happen. So that's that. The next one is a mom nightmare that really came true. This is the newest colorway, and it is called OM Glitter. And there is a whole story that goes with this. So I'll add a picture in of Caitlin's recital outfit. But last year she did ballet. She didn't want to this year, but she did ballet last year. She really enjoyed it. And they had a recital in the spring, of course, right? So this recital costume was beautiful, as you can see on wherever side I put this picture of her in her outfit. But as beautiful as it was covered in glitter. The whole skirt is covered in glitter. There was glitter everywhere. So initially I was like, okay, for the dress rehearsal thing, she can put it on the laundry room and we'll go, because the laundry room's right by the door to the garage to go out and get to where we need to go. Same thing for recital day. You know, I'll have her put it on, and then we'll like hightail it out of here so there will not be glitter everywhere. But no, like she put it on and danced around all over the house and forgot something upstairs and had to go upstairs to get something. And literally there was glitter everywhere. And, you know, like the floor cleaning commercials like Pine Sol, where it like shows your wood floor and there's like a sparkle of clean. It was like sparkles of glitter. It was everywhere. And I swear, when I clean, still sometimes I'm like, how is there still glitter here? Why is there glitter here? And there is. And the recital was in May. So anyway, this is a nightmare that has actually come true in my life. And I love sparkly things, but glitter, like on clothes, is not awesome. Glitter, like it's just not cool. It's everywhere. It goes everywhere. So this colorway is called OM Glitter. And this is going to be on the website pretty soon. This is dyed up. This dye lot is on our Biddleville DK. But it's also, I also dyed it on Uptown Sock because it, you know, it needed to be on Sparkle yarn. It just made total sense. But I wanted to dye it up on DK as well. She loves it. She loves this colorway. She was very excited about it. So it's got some rose gold in it and like some raindropsy. It's raindrops is one of our colorways, and I use that as inspiration for like the blue wash that's on there. And there's all like some fun speckles. Sorry. Some fun speckles. And so this is the newest addition to the Mom Nightmares colorways. And then I've showed these, but I think they're finally on the website. There's some old ones and some new ones. A couple of ones that you know are older colors are back in the shop. I dyed Queen Charlotte, which was our first colorway on Biddleville DK, and I love how this one knits up. It's such a pretty neutral, speckly fun colorway. And I'm dyeing The Huddle Is Real again. This was our exclusive colorway for the Boston Jen's Pigskin Party last year, her knit along, and it was exclusive to the knit along, so we stopped offering it in February after the Super Bowl, and we're allowed to start offering it again here in August. So I've dyed up some of that on Biddleville DK and also on our Noda sock, so that's in the shop. And then our 3 new back to school colorways. This was Best Day Ever. This one is Golden Rule. And this one is Are You Yeti? And so these 3 new colors are also in the shop. We are getting ready to do a big update with some things that came back from a trunk show that we had sent off to New York. And so that stuff the update will be, I believe, Monday. So you can check the shop for all kinds of goodies then. And I wanted to tell you about a few things to mark your calendars for. So we have quite a few events coming up for the fall in the next 6 weeks or so. The first of which is October 19th and 20th. Janice is going to be at my mom's local yarn shop, Crazy For You, in Leonardtown, Maryland. And they're doing a fun event called Socktoberfest. And so Janice is going to be there. Tanis Gray is going to be there teaching classes that weekend. And so she'll be up there with lots of Queen City yarn. She'll have our sock yarn. She's also going to be bringing Berry Hill, which is really awesome, and some Biddleville DK as well. If you're going to be at that show and there's something in particular you want to see, let us know, and we'll make sure we have it for you. The 25th and the 26th, we're going to be at the Black Mountain Yarn Shop's first Indie Extravaganza, and that's the weekend of SAF. And so it's on the 2nd floor of Black Mountain Yarn Shop on Friday the 25th and Saturday the 26th of October from 10 to 5. And there'll be a whole big booth set up there with all kinds of fun Queen City stuff. And then we have 2 events the same weekend in November. The weekend November 6th through 9th is the Magical Fiber Fantasy Retreat in Orlando, Florida. Janice will be at that retreat, and she's going to be doing a pop-up shop during one of the cocktail hours, I believe. More info on that as details are ironed out. But so she'll be there in Orlando at the Magical Fiber Fantasy Retreat, and I will be attending the Carolina Fiber Frolic Retreat in Sapphire, North Carolina. I'm so excited to be going to this event again. It was the first retreat that I ever went to, and I made so many very good knitting friends at this retreat. My mom's coming with me, and it's going to be lots of fun. And there's a couple hours on Saturday where you can get some Queen City yarn. So, but I think there's still spots available for that event too. So if you're looking for a really laid back retreat, the fall retreat does not have classes. It's just really just chill and chat and knit and meet, you know, other fiber lovers and get to know each other. And it's a lot of fun. And really, really good company. So if you are interested in that, I know there's still spots. I think there's still spots available for that. I also think there are still spots for the Magical Fiber Fantasy Retreat that's put on by the Ross Farm and Four Pearls Yarn Shop down in Orlando. So if you're interested in either of those, myself or Janice, we would love to see you. And like I said, if you're coming or if you're going to be at any of the events that we're going to be having yarn at, if there's something that you want to see, let us know. We will do, you know, whatever we can to have it for you. I mean, we'll even die for you. Which, that just makes me laugh. So, yeah. If you are looking for something in particular, do let us know, and we'll do what we can to make it happen for you. And I think that's it. Until next time, happy knitting, and pop on over to Instagram or the Ravelry group and let me see what you're working on. Talk to you next time. Bye.